Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. We are back here with the Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. This is going to be just a quick video to take you through the unboxing of what to expect. It does come in this nice solid hard box here, whereas some of the cheaper models may not come in this by Smith & Wesson, but I love this hard box. Now we have fully unloaded the firearm. It's clean. Everything looks as if it would, as if you wanted to go pick it up out of the store. Now I don't know many places that have this firearm right now in stock. It was actually pretty hard to track down. I picked this one up on Gunbroker a while back, and it was pretty reasonably priced, but ahead of time I did not even think about the taxes as well as the FFL transfer fee of $20 that I had to pay. So it still came out to be a little more than I anticipated, but overall it was a great deal compared to the roughly $825, $850 that most people wanted in the store at the time for it new. And just currently and recently looking on Gunbroker, you can find some of the more rare models back from the 90s for upward of about $1,000. So if you get lucky, maybe you can find it, $600-700, but overall it's definitely worth it. So to get into everything, just unboxing, after snapping everything open, you're going to open it up and it's going to come with a few things. Obviously the gun's going to be in there. Again, this is the 686-6, and a good way to tell there is right under the serial number there, you can see the 686-6 right there. Again, 7-shot, and just a beautiful gun there. You have slightly adjustable sights here on the rear, and this one is advertised as a 2.5-inch barrel because when you take the cylinder out, you're actually counting the size of the barrel back here from the back to the front. Overall, the frame is only about 1.5 inches, which is what I refer to, but theoretically speaking, we are speaking of the 2.5-inch barrel. Now, getting into the actual packaging, you're going to have a few things in there. One of the things that you should have in there typically is going to be an envelope here from Smith & Wesson themselves, usually talking about the FFL transfer initially, the date that it was collected, and what's actually in here is the very first round that was fired out of it. It's an empty casing that shows that the firearm was tested and functioned properly. Another thing is, what I like about this model is some of the other models do not have this feature, is it actually comes with 2 keys. So this model is designed that you can lock it, so you can push forward your cylinder release there, and you can actually twist this to where you cannot move the cylinder release forward, and then that way it prevents it from being locked. So, and not only just having your gun lock through there, obviously if it was going to be broken down, you want to put your gun lock, which this one comes with. It is a great way to make sure that the firearm is locked for child safety protection. And then some other things that I've stowed away just to make sure that they were kept in here was the gun lock that you get with the firearm, as well as your owner's manual. Now you're also going to have some nice little neat offers in there from Smith & Wesson to sign up with the NRA, everything like that, congratulating on your own purchase. And as I mentioned in all my videos, I always advise to read your instruction manual before going to town with firing to make sure that you are properly operating the firearm. Even many people like myself and even more experienced shooters and firearm specialists, I even know many of them that end up reading some of the owner's manuals of the firearms they've never owned before. Even though they've done plenty of research before they bought them, they want to make sure that everything has been maintained properly and kept correct in the packaging, and what is supposed to be in the package is in the package. So just going through some few details here about the Smith & Wesson before we get into some shooting of range time here, is a lot of people don't know that the 686 comes in many different models, including the -6, and then they consider the 7-shot to be the +1 edition because it does come in a 6-shot and it comes in a 7-shot. Now, these models were roughly done in the early 80s, like 80, 81, all the way up to the 2000, and they stopped production on them until 2012, and now they are currently producing them again up until the present time. The barrel lengths offered are anywhere from about 2.5 inches all the way up to 6 inches, so you get some pretty nice options there. I've actually shot the 4-inch, and it shoots really, really well. And I love this model because, though it is a little heavy, again, I went with this because I had a Charter Arms UC Light, which was the undercover light 5-shot 38 Special. And though it was a great firing revolver, and it was easy to carry because it was extremely light, I've always wanted a Smith & Wesson, and I just love the weight of this. I mean, the way that this feels in your hand there, I mean, it's nice. And the grip feels extremely nice on it. I can completely grip. I've even got my pinky on there, so I can really adjust, to prepare myself for the full recoil. I was also looking at going a little bit bigger than this, and I was looking at the 454 Casull. Now, if a lot of people don't know what that gun is, if you've never seen the movie Faster with The Rock in it, it's actually what he uses in that movie. It is definitely a handful when you grab a hold of it. It's made by Ruger in their Super Blackhawk series, and definitely if you're looking for something even bigger than this, definitely check it out. But the difference is a box of 357 rounds are going to cost me anywhere from about $18 to $32 on a regular basis, whereas when I found the 454 bullets on sale, they were still $2.50 a round. So I don't know about you, but I can't really afford to go around just firing those at the range all day, if you know what I mean. So overall, great revolver that we picked up some time ago, and it's been great having it here. And then if you actually stay tuned, we're going to take it out to the range. We're going to be shooting some, I believe, 158 grain lead tip 38 rounds. And then we'll also be shooting some 158 grain 357 rounds. We're going to shoot 4 rounds out of it each. We're going to do the single action, and then we'll also do the double action. We'll do 2 of each through each round there. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so in this take with the Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum 1.5 inch barrel, I've actually got 4 rounds of the 38 158 grain lead in here. We're going to do 2 of the single action and then 2 of the double action, and then that's when we'll switch over and actually shoot heavier 357 rounds out of it. So let's test there just with the 38 rounds. Alright guys, so we're back. We've got the 357 rounds loaded. I did check, these are actually also the 158 grains as mentioned earlier, but for some reason I was thinking they're heavier round. But also, as you'll notice earlier, the rounds that we're shooting, we're actually doing the federal, or not the federal, but the Freedom Munitions hollow points that they have. And I know you might be like, why in the world would he shoot hollow points for target practice? Mainly because if you haven't checked out Freedom Munitions, definitely do it. They still come in cheaper than anybody else for full metal jackets on hollow points. So definitely go give them a check out and shout out there online. And we're going to do the same with this one. We'll do 2 of the single action and then 2 of the double action, so you see the difference in the recoil. Alright. So a lot more recoil out of a 357 round, but that's what I love about the 357 is you have the mix-up that you can do between the 357 round and the 38, especially federal, as I was about to mention. My wife keeps in her 38 the Hydra Shock plus Q, I believe. It's I believe 115 grain round, and it basically has no recoil whatsoever. So again, I love this gun. It's a little heavier for my daily carry, but it is extremely accurate, and it just feels really good in the palm. And again, kind of the reason I went a little cheaper, it went with this gun versus like the 454 Casull, and there was a couple others that I was looking at with the weight that this one has, but the comfortability of the grips. So again, there's just a ton out there with these revolvers that you can go into, and yeah, they look really cool, but again, we've owned some that were relatively inexpensive by Charter, which my wife still has one, and stay tuned for that review. But it's just really light, and it just doesn't feel like much is there. So when you go to pull the trigger, it has a lot of recoil. So definitely just reading up your weights, everything, which, thank you for viewing and all that earlier in the video, the details that we went in with this one. And yeah, again, stay safe, stay tuned for more videos, and happy shooting.